I know that feeling. Yeah, you were stealthy today, apparently.
Yeah. Just too tired to make an
Take
office.
college.
I don't know I've ever been that tired before.
I never have, but I am today.
Mr. Davis, how are you?
Alright.
I'm good, I'm good.
Hello, guys.
Shell?
What?
Here comes the strong and sturdy tonight.
I don't know about that, but
He's working me last time.
sounds good.
That's the packet. We weren't for sure if you got one or not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jane, yeah, I'm sorry. Nothing's new in there. Gotcha.
It's all the same.
Yeah, no, I got
She
it.
had just, I made all the copies and there was like 9 or 10 folders and so we were like, I weren't for sure if you already got you.
There, no.
You'd already got
Yes.
yours or not, so.
She laid it on my desk.
Okay.
I don't know. What could you pick from?
Got up this morning, I was at the doctor by 8 o'clock, and I just didn't feel like changing again.
Did your mom have a good birthday?
Apparently.
Well, I got her card, I just forgot to mail it.
Well, go ahead and
I
mail
mean, I
it.
probably should go ahead and mail it.
Yeah, go ahead. She's still getting cards.
Okay, good.
She got one yesterday.
Okay, good.
Yes, she got one yesterday.
Leave it on the post office.
Yeah, that is.
Well,
I mean, the post office is crazy anyway, so.
I
I'm
bought
like,
it.
oh, I mailed it.
I bought it, and I just had to get it mailed.
I got that check for you. I have that check for you. I'm gonna bring it up tomorrow.
Okay, that's no problem. How's Stuart? Good. I got that way one time. Larry?
Hey girl, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
It's been better than it was.
And you?
How are you?
Shell's right. I have no complaints today.
Today.
Right this second.
We're gonna have to change that clock. It's now almost 5 minutes fast. Just keeps getting faster.
Gradually gotten faster, yeah.
Well, the clock in my truck is the same way, but I'm not gonna change it till next week. I'm
Right.
gonna have to change it.
Is that one time this back is next week?
The
Yeah.
7th.
Week from Sunday.
The
Oh,
7th.
okay.
Yeah, just in time for our wedding.
There you go. I knew it was coming up, but I did not know it was next week.
Yep.
Testing, testing. Yeah, yeah.
That clock's fast.
Is it? Okay. Which one do you
Your
go by?
phone, yeah.
Not that one.
Have 3 minutes.
Alicia has the official time.
Clock on the wall is wrong.
They told me that clock is fast.
Michelle? Yeah. Gentlemen, Sheriff, good. What about Michelle? Yeah.
Bill Ballard joined me, he talked about OCD.
Oh, is he?
I can do better.
That's how Judge Jennings used to be, remember? He was here. Oh, if it was one minute off, he wanted it fixed right then. He was, oh, okay. Yes, he was adamant about that clock.
Did you ever have to go before you leave?
I had to just fix the clock.
We are. It's about 30 seconds, but I'm like, I take my daughter very seriously. There you go.
I like your mustache. Huh? Just like your mustache. I may cut it off. I'm starting to look a little bit like you. You got more hair than I got.
No, I think we've had enough.
I can't make the time go any faster.
She's trying, she's whining.
Okay, you're good to go.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to the Clark County Fiscal Court meeting. We appreciate you taking time out of your evening to be here with us. Father Jim Trimble is here from Emmanuel Episcopal Church. He's my pastor, so I'm going to behave tonight. But I'm going to ask if everyone would stand. And Father Jim, if you would come and give our invocation. And then please remain standing for the pledge.
Let us keep a brief moment of silence. Gracious and loving Creator, God of all understanding, you know our hearts and minds before we have the words and dreams to express them. You made us all in your image, have given us gifts of memory, reason, and skill so that we may be valiant and gracious stewards of all your creation. As we gather this evening, keep us all ever mindful of the tasks set before this fiscal court. A gathering of magistrates, staff, and judge executive and employees. Send down upon them the spirit of wisdom, charity, and justice, that with steadfast purpose they may faithfully serve in their offices to promote the well-being of all the people of Clark County. We come to you as well in grief after the sudden death of our brother, your servant Chris, who had served your people to the best of his ability, guided by your grace and your compassion. Look favorably upon his family as we continue to pray for the repose of his soul. We ask that your spirit of peace, understanding, and integrity now rest upon Henry in his new role to the service of your people, that along with all county employees and elected officials, your will be done in our communities, that we all may rely on your strength to accept their responsibilities to their fellow citizens, and that by faithful administration and wise laws, the rights and liberties of all may be protected and promoted, and that our county be enabled to fulfill your purposes. Life is short, and we do not have much time to gladden the hearts of those who travel this way with us, so be quick to love and make haste to be kind. And may the blessing of God be upon you and those you love and remain with you always. And the people said, Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Father Jim.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, at this time, we'll call the meeting to order, and I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Magistrates Elkins.
Present.
Davis.
Present.
Blanton.
Here.
Constantopoulos.
Present.
Thompson.
Here.
And Graham.
Present.
Thank you. This time, we'll have the adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Magistrate Elkins.
Second.
Magistrate Thompson. Second, Magistrate Thompson. All in favor, signify.
I've got
Yes,
one
sir.
question. If you wouldn't mind, if it pleasure the court, I've got one item
that's house cleaning kind of left over from the bluegrass. If we could add, wherever it's at your pleasure, discussion or possible action regarding the Clark County Community Fund Fiscal Court Fund grant agreement. I just want to bring up everybody's speed on some communication that I got late yesterday.
Okay, anyone object, we could put it right underneath the discussion of the payroll as number,
That's
we'll do 10A, I guess.
I'm good with that, Judge.
Anyone have an opposition to that? Okay. So with that amendment, I think we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 6 is consider approval of the minutes from the regular fiscal court meeting.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Magistrate Constantopoulos.
Second.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
Who gets it?
Graham.
Graham? Thank you, Eric. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Question.
Oh, whoop. Go ahead.
Bottom of page 2, last sentence, and the top of page 3, first sentence, they're worded differently, but they're the same thing, so pick one and strike the other, please.
Where are you?
Bottom, last sentence, page 2, top of page 3. One says Service Road, one says Service Road 1, one says Rockwell.
Oh, she
So,
took it out and we looked it back in there. Okay.
so pick one and,
We'll fix it. It should be Service Road 1, right, Alan?
so strike the
Service Road
second.
1. Service Road 1.
So strike the second
That's what
one.
it should be, right?
So strike the top of page 3 then, okay?
Yes. Sorry about that.
I haven't caught you lately.
Any other changes? I think we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Consider approval of the minutes of from the emergency special call fiscal court meeting, October 15th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Magistrate Blanton, second by Magistrate Constantopoulos. Any discussion? All right. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8, consider approval of the minutes from the special call fiscal court meeting, October 22nd.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Magistrate Constantopoulos, second by Magistrate Blanton. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Public comments? I think you have a sign-in sheet. Are there,
No.
have no public comment, okay. Okay, discussion of the HR payroll provider. I know I've had discussions with Alicia on that. Magistrate Thompson? Anyone want to take the lead on that?
Judge Bram and I spoke with Janet and with Alicia on Monday, and they both indicated that they'd like for this to come before the court to make a decision, although I don't think it was required. But Alicia and Janet both said that it was the intention of Judge Pace to stay with Payroll Solutions due to the significant lower price. And I'm sure that that's the case, as he was very conservative with the dollars. Janet did have one request, of which I've spoken to Stuart about this week, and Stuart, you can step up if you'd like, but she requested that he give her a new account manager than the one that we currently have. And that once we make this decision, that he send someone over to properly train whatever staff we decide to be trained to do some things that they don't know how to do at this point. Is that accurate, Alicia?
Yes.
Okay.
And we would like to sign a new agreement for a price and everything like that, but just to make sure that that's all good. If there's an agreement in place or something.
Yes, sir, won't you come here?
Yeah.
That way we can hear you.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, we have no issue moving into a different processor. There's 13 in our office. We'll get you one that different than Kelly. Yeah, we'll get you trained. Last time Brent came over and trained someone, I think I mentioned to you before, Brent's been with us for about 16 years. I don't know if that'll be the one that comes over and trains, but we'll get somebody to train you all. Pricing wise, yeah, we have a service agreement. Y'all are full honesty, your all's price goes up $1. Everybody, client goes up $1. It's the first price increase we've had in over 10 years. So every client's tax filing fee goes up $1 starting next year. But if you all need to, I could discount and offset it. But that's blanket across the board for every client. But still, yeah, should be in line with about $8,600 a year, which is your other proposals were $16,007 or something like that you all had received, not counting the purchase of time clocks that you all had to do on top of that 16,000. So, but I'd be yeah, if you need something in writing, I'd be happy to.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
And you're gonna turn on all the modules?
as many as you all would like. So I mean, do you want? Yeah, how many bells and whistles do you all want? But it's everything you all have proposed before. It's had heard from other companies. It's available for you all at no additional charge. So, it's how much you all want to get digged into the bells and whistles of the system. So,
If I may,
Yes, sir.
how do you foresee that proceeding? Just question, with the turning on the bells and whistles, I guess you say.
well, you have the ability if you want to start to post jobs, pre-screen the applicants.
I guess, Stuart, my question would be, are we thinking that we might train someone to at least recognize all of those so we can pick which one of those
Yeah.
that we want turned on? 'Cause if you remember, the other company had quoted, or I don't know if they quoted, but they listed several of those, and then you followed up saying that you offered all those same things, we just weren't trained to use them.
Correct.
I just wanted to make sure that you got a
It all
plan
depends
for.
on your workforce. You may have people that want to do the onboarding piece. You know, they go fill out their W-4 and their I-9 online electronically, or you may want to do it the old-fashioned way where they fill out the paper form. I can show you, obviously, obviously you know how to do the second one, but
But it'll be up to, I guess, the staff to determine
what they
which
want to
way-
do.
yeah.
Yeah, do they want to do their vacation sick time request off online? A lot of our clients do that. The supervisors get the email, they can approve it. They can do that from their phones. Do you all want to get to the point of GPS and where they are using their phones for some people? Do you want to go in down the road of trading in clocks and going into facial scanner and temperature reading clocks? You know, how many things do you all want to get into for your staff?
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I'll be over here. I'm over here every day. So,
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, you don't want me to be the one that trains you in the payroll system, but I'll get you somebody that works with those every day. But
I
yeah,
understand. I guess wanted to just give some confirmation that those will be available. Those
They're available.
different programs.
It's just
Yeah, but
when
they were available before, but we weren't using them. I think
Yeah.
we didn't know how to use them, and
yeah,
maybe some of the staff may have wanted them. I don't know, for whatever reason they were looking for another company. I just assumed that's what it was, and then
it happens. Like I said, quite often. You have new people come in, they don't ask the questions of, is this available? And it's because it's not turned on, because you don't want to put everything on their dashboard. They come in to see everything, and sometimes because it can confuse people. So it's a matter of, do you want this turned on so that icon comes on your dashboard that you can do that stuff?
probably a different representative may, and I'm not knocking the old representative, that's not what I'm saying, just
Kelly.
some new eyes looking at it everybody has new questions and
Right.
don't get settled in. Okay, good enough, thank you.
Anything else? Well, Stuart, we do appreciate you being here with us tonight
Sure.
to offer explanations, so. I guess we want to make this an official action of the court, is that,
I don't think it needs to be.
Doesn't need to
personally.
be?
I think Janet and Alicia just indicated because the presentations had happened in front of the court that they'd like it to come before the court for a discussion. I don't think there's an order needed personally, but I mean,
And I do say, and I'd like to get going faster than before, like sooner the better, because we get into the year end, we'll have 140 new clients start with January 1. They gotta get trained. So if we can get the training started in the next month, that would be good before we get into December and get things going.
Alicia, does he need to reach out to Janet to schedule that?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the old contract expiring and we need a new contract, or
There's
just a
no
rollover?
there's no contract. You all can
Okay,
leave us
then,
after
yeah,
every no client. There's a service agreement, and even the service agreement does not have the pay structure. But again, your all's pays is your cost is only, it went up $1. Like I said, 10 years. You've been with it for 20 years. 20 years ago, your price was $1 less. So you're all, another national payroll company, the other ones that say they adjust their rates every single year. I've seen it because I picked up another client in Winchester today, a doctor's office, who had been with another company for 20 years, and they're 3 times higher than us. But I can go back and look at their payrolls 3 years ago, and their invoices were $50 less, but they go up every year. So, anyway.
Thank you, Stuart.
all right.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, discussion Clark County Community Foundation funds, Daniel.
if y'all remember at the couple meetings ago, we had a discussion regarding the grant agreement that was sent from the Bluegrass Community Fund Foundation regarding the Clark County Fiscal Court Fund. And they had added a bunch of amendments to that, and we all had questions and concerns with that. And I had been communicating last week with email, and at the beginning on Monday of last week, I'd called and spoke to Kristen, talked to her that the court unanimously had rejected that grant agreement, and also had her do a little research. So there was no grant agreements that were required prior to 2019. 2019 was the only grant agreement, and you can see a copy of it there. And then the 2020, there was not one signed. They didn't receive that back. So she went ahead and amended the 2021 that they had originally sent with all those stipulations and made it uniform with the grant agreement from 2019. And it's pretty standard, and we as a court had proved that then. So to me, I know that the money is going to be sent to us. I think it's supposed to be here by tomorrow. It may have already come in. Alicia, I'm not sure if you've seen it yet, but according to her email, it was going to be there with the grant agreement. I know that some of these organizations have been waiting, so I did let the county attorney read it and review over it, and he didn't seem to have any issues with it. So if it's with pleasure of court, I'd like to make a motion that we approve have the judge executive go ahead and sign that grant agreement.
Daniel, got one question.
Yeah.
I see the grant agreement for 19 and 21. Was there one for 20?
There was not one for
Not
20.
one for 20. What happened to those funds?
The funds was dispersed to the community, but we
Okay.
had never had one, even back in 2018 and 17 and 16 one year, they had no prior agreement that was ever signed. We just had our simple order.
Okay.
But if you read in that email, she said that they went through some type of national standards accreditation process thing, and then which prompted them to go back and audit and evaluate all of it, and that's when they introduced the grant agreement. The issue that me personally, I can't speak for the whole court, but I think they kind of agree since it was all voted down, was they had added about, I think it was 8 or 9 bullet points where they were trying to stipulate on how we were going to spend the money, where we were going to spend it. They had the first right of refusal, and I just didn't think that was appropriate since it is fiscal court money. So
It looks like this new one's identical to the one from
It's
1920.
1920, so when I saw that, I thought, well, if we did it then, we can do it now, and I know these organizations have been waiting for their money, so I'd like to go ahead and get it done, and then that way it's over with, and then if your all's committee has the organizations, I don't know if y'all, well, I know y'all have come up with something, but we
Got it,
haven't seen the
I'm
formal.
I don't think we've
recommendation.
approved an order dispersing those funds, so we probably need an order to do that.
We probably will, but I'm just saying to go
Yeah.
ahead and authorize to go ahead and sign this, so that way it's taken care of.
And did she say anything about the date? This is just for 4 months as opposed to a year.
She did not say anything about the dates.
So, okay, that's just,
That is different from,
that's a bit odd. You know, the other ones was for a year, but we'll do it again in February, I guess.
Any other questions? Daniel, I think a motion's in order.
I made the motion.
He's got a motion on the
To
floor.
approve. Okay.
Yeah, there was no second.
I'll second it.
Have a second by Magistrate Davis. Any further discussion?
Just not pertaining to this, but just kind of an FYI. We had been discussing having the individuals who receives those funds sign a one-page grant agreement with the court, so we can work on that before we distribute those funds to you. I think we all agreed that was a good idea.
When will the checks be made out? Not until we get these funds in, right?
Court needs to approve the disbursement of those.
Yeah,
funds.
Gotcha.
So I would assume at the next court meeting.
Okay.
I think it was being delayed because we were having
Yeah, I think you're
we
right.
were having trouble with getting the funds because of the new grant agreement.
That was part of my
they-
conversation with her
that
too a
they
couple
had-
weeks ago,
They
yeah.
had sent over, yeah.
That was my conversation with her as well.
Okay. Any other questions, discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Should have a bills list. Any questions, or we'll entertain a motion to approve the bills list?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Magistrate Constantopoulos,
Second.
second by Magistrate Blanton. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Magistrate comments. We'll start District 1. Daniel?
One question, I know there's another house cleaning procedure. I know there's some minutes here that we just approved that had my name on it, and there's a transfer order that was laying here in a timesheet. Do you want to sign these? This stuff that happened last week, or do you want me to sign them?
I think you should sign those because I was not in office.
Okay,
I'll defer to the county attorney if he has an opinion on that.
Sounds to me like you got it worked out.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, I just want to make sure that that.
Yeah, I
that
think
right,
since,
so.
I was not in office, I think you should sign.
And then you'll need to come in my office to sign the ones for the books.
Okay.
Once we get those signed. Thank you.
Just let me know when they're ready.
Yes.
You just thought you were off the hook, Daniel.
Anything else, Dan?
That's all I've got.
Magistrate Thompson?
No, sir, I'm good.
Nothing,
thank you.
Magistrate
Nothing for me.
Magistrate
Thank
Davis?
Nothing.
Magistrate Blanton?
Yeah, I got a couple things.
Okay.
We had discussed at the previous meeting about the annex building, probably trying to do some work on the outside, and I went over and looked at it again. There's probably more work that needs to be done than either one of those two individuals gave us an estimate on. So if I could get somebody to look at it with me one day so we can kind of go over, so we can come up with some bid specs and try to get it. It started out cleaning the black off that one piece. Well, and then it kind of got to cleaning the whole building. Now, there's gutters that's falling off of it. And if you look beyond the gutters, there's some fascia board that's peeling, and it don't look rotten, but it definitely needs painting, so it's kind of expanded. So I'd like to proceed with that, but I don't want to be the only set of eyes to make any comments about it. So if someone would like to look at that with me one day, we can proceed on that if you all want to. I don't know. It's your all's call. So that's the first comment. Don't know who reads Lexington paper, but if you saw the Lexington paper this morning, they had a whole list of ARPA projects. We've not even begun discussion of that, except for what we committed for the broadband at the last meeting. We need to kind of come up with a process as to what we're going to do and how we're going to come up with projects and that sort of thing. And thanks, Alicia, for sending out the email on the timeline of those things. But at some point in time, we need to sit down, a work session or a gripe session or some kind of session, and kind of come up with some proposed projects. I know we don't have anything very far along to spend money on, but they had a whole list in Lexington, and I think I don't want to get too far behind.
Do you know, Robert, if we've received, and I apologize, I'm not up to speed just yet, have we received any parameters for those funding?
We've got a whole bunch of them.
And I probably need, okay.
They were pretty wide open if you'd read the paper this morning. There's
they
not a
were?
lot of restrictions if you read what Fayette County approved.
Oh, well, until you get it, but until they look at it and then they tell you that you did it wrong.
That's right, that's right.
So-
That's right.
I was just curious if there's anything that we've had in holding a project or projects that you might be able to fund with it, anything
I
that.
have a presentation you can look at just right now.
Okay.
That is from a conference they had in Lexington a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And it outlines ARPA, what they
Yeah.
what they can be used for.
I would, thank you.
I'd love to set up the committee or something.
We all ought to do,
That
we
would
all ought to
help.
look at that, because I think that's the same one I saw part of, but yeah, that,
And something else that can be a part of your discussion once the committee is set is that there is a company that has been, I guess,
They're very expensive.
it's a very expensive company that helps you how to spend them correctly, but it's probably not a good route to go.
Very.
Has the Bluegrass ad offered any advice? Does anyone know? No. Okay.
and just the last thing, is just, if I may, got one final comment.
Yes.
Look forward to working this next year. I hope we can all put aside our philosophical and ideological differences, and we'll try to get what's done best for the county this coming year, with you as judge.
Robert, just go back to your first comment. You would wanted the magistrate to maybe join you just one day? And
If someone just wants to, if they want to walk around and look at it and just, we'll talk on the phone or something, that's just what they might want to do.
does anybody want to help Robert out with that little project?
Be glad to.
There you are.
He's eyeballing the heck out of me.
I thought I could see
I
the,
feel like the chosen one.
I thought I could see the blazing.
And unrelated to that, but it's probably not even on our property. When I was over there today, I took a few pictures, so if anybody went looking at them, I got them. And it's probably not on our property, but there's a pile of plaster, probably over on Dam Holdings property that's been there for a long time. If we could kind of work with them to get that removed. I know we told them they could put a dumpster there. They never did, so, but it looks kind of bad as folks come and go to the annex over there, and it's been there for quite a while. It's right behind where the radio station office used to be. That's now the constable's office.
Is it laid right there in the grass?
Yeah, it's not much more than a couple of wheelbarrows full, but it looks pretty bad.
Okay. We'll take a look at it.
I'm through.
Okay. There's nothing else? We have no closed session items, so what?
Measure comments,
That's what we did.
Davis.
He said nothing.
Nothing.
He said
Oh,
nothing.
okay, I'm sorry.
He said nothing.
I didn't hear him ask you to.
He was just very quiet. Then we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
By
Second.
Magistrate Elkins and second by Magistrate Constantopoulos. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
6:54.
Yeah, it's 54. Sorry, I forgot.
Sorry, you gotta give it.
No, that's right.
One more time.
Well, he was real quiet when he said this.
Yeah.